Hello, good morning, sort of, not really. My name is Natalie. I haven't done a video blog in a long time, certainly not one K-pop related. I've just been really distracted with other things, and to be honest, nothing's really, not a whole lot's been happening that's like incited a serious response in me or made me feel like I needed to talk about it. So I've just kind of been out of the loop for a while. But recently, there have been some developments that I feel compelled to come online and discuss with you all. They cannot be ignored, okay? One of those issues is the glorious return of our boys from Super Junior and the string of fabulous photos that they've teased us with, or confused us with, or terrified us with, whatever verb you want to throw in there, over the last few days. And I just feel like it needs to be discussed. Let me start off by saying that I love Super Junior. Can I just say too that that song Perfection that Super Junior M came out with is like one of my favorite K-pop related things ever of all time. I know it's in Chinese, but seriously, that song is like still on serious rotation in the Pumashock daily dance party mix. I freaking love that song, right? So I know a lot of you guys like really miss them, but I've been like on the Super Junior train continuously with that song because I don't think my fandom for them really blossomed until that song. It's a really great song. Anyway, let's talk about these pictures, right? Let me start off by saying I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and I was just telling him about some of the really bizarre, somewhat silly, random K-pop group names, and he got quite a kick out of it. And I mentioned Super Junior, and he's like, Super Junior? He's like, do they know that Super Junior sounds like a hamburger? Which I thought was just like hilarious. Totally hilarious, because yeah, I knew the name was kind of silly, but I'd never attached it to sounding like a meat related item, but it really does. Super Junior does sound like a hamburger. It sounds like a Happy Meal item. Can I get the Super Junior Happy Meal? That would totally make sense. Anyway, I thought that was really funny. So now whenever I see them, I think of French fries and free plastic toys and whatnot. Anyway, on to these photos, because Lord help me get through this. Let's begin from the beginning with the first photo that was released. This guy. I have to be honest, like, I don't really have much issue with this photo, I guess. And you have, look, I have to admit that all of my opinions on these pictures have to be relative. You know what I mean? Like, because I've seen them all. So relatively, this is kind of like, okay, whatever. He's got on like my grandma's Sunday coat, you know, that she wears to church. It's just like whatever. I don't have any real beef with this picture because I've seen the others. It's like, okay, yeah, he's wearing this super giant red coat like that he stole from his grandma or something. It's wildly large. I don't know. The only issue I have is that I think the best feature on his face are his eyes, and I'm just a little pissed that they're covering his eyes because they're gorgeous. It's just a little ridiculous. But I kind of, you know, whatever. I can suspend disbelief long enough to like get on board with this crazy direction they're going in. Don't have a huge issue with this. Whatever. Let's go on to the next picture. This guy. Yeah, same beef. Why are you hiding his face? Like, this just kind of pissed me off. Like, I just didn't even want to look at it because, like, why? Why are you covering his face? And what is he wearing? It's like they went into like some, it's like where grannies take their clothes before they take their last breath. Like, you know, my days are over. Have this furry ass coat that no one will ever wear. Take this giant red jacket that's too big for anyone and put it on the cutest boys you can find. You know, like, if anyone could make it work, they can. This is another granny fashion. I don't get it. I don't really get it, but it's still harmless. It's still harmless. The shirt if you look at it long enough and you start to examine, the shirt gives me pause. There's some kind of netted tomfoolery happening beneath this fur mess, but still, relatively, whatever. And we love him, so whatever. He can wear anything and we don't care. Yeah. Next photo. Let me just preface this by saying that we all understand that these K-pop groups, you know, a lot of people want to become K-pop stars, and there's all this glamour associated with it, but the truth of the matter is, I don't really think it's that desirable a bag, because you don't have a whole lot of control over what you do. Like, sure, these guys are insanely visible, very popular, very famous, blah, 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 but there's some definite puppet strings going on. So you don't always control what you're singing about. You don't control what you're dancing, how you're dancing. You don't control what you're wearing, okay? So it's not their fault. It's not their fault that this is happening to them. It's just a cruel abuse of power, I think. It's almost like we've got you to sign this contract. We own you for the rest of your life. We're gonna make you do the most ridiculous crap ever, and you have to. You know, I don't know. It's just like, what price would you pay for fame? These outfits are the price you pay for fame, I think. Okay, so next we have, Lord give me strength with this one, because it really broke my heart. Like, I couldn't even be humored by it. Like, part of the fun for me of Korean pop is the ridiculousness. There's like a joy to it. Like, it gets silly sometimes, but we're all having a good time. You can't take yourself too seriously in life, but every once in a while something will happen in the pop world that I just think is a blatant abuse of corporate power. I present to you our leader. Really? Seriously? Did he do something wrong? Like, did he stay out beyond curfew or something to be subjected to this sort of fashion crime? What did he do? It really broke my heart. Like, I almost shed a tear, because it just, okay, let's think about this. He's not that much younger than me. He's a grown ass man, all right? So this is just extra offensive. It'd be different if Super Junior were like, it was like back in the day and they were all 14, you know, kids, they don't know any better. They'll roll trash bags on their face if you pay them and put them on tour and let them be famous. Like, they don't care. But like, he's a man, so he has to know that this is not acceptable, right? This is not okay. It's just wrong. Let's look in depth. I just wonder if at any point out of his mouth he said, "What the hell are you doing? Like, can we discuss this? Like, was a meeting called?" You know what I'm saying? Like, because me personally, I'll be diggity dog damned if you're gonna wrap a rainbow colored rope around my waist and send me gallivanting out into the public. I'm not gonna let you do that. I don't care what contractual obligations I have to you. We're gonna have to talk about it, okay? Seriously, we're gonna talk about it. And then, like, do I spy some fishnets under some tiny ass shorts, or like maybe some boxers? Are we dealing with double boxers? Like, are those 2 pairs of drawers he's wearing with like some fishnets sandwiched within? Like, I really don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. It's just awful. It's absolutely awful. And what was the point of the second coat? I think it again, it's like, it's just something they grabbed from the granny bin. Is that the concept? Dead granny's clothes? Like, is that, maybe I missed that in the fine print. I can't look at this anymore. We have to move on. I'm sorry.